Vaporwave, the aesthetic that had commentary channels by a chokehold in the early 2010s, a subgenre of music inspired by the 80s and meshed with a new age lo-fi and artwork. Many of you would have had Macintosh Plus on repeat in high school, or a synthwave style background saved as your lock screen. Whatever the case, I'm sure you're wondering where it went and how it even began. So, let's find out. As opposed to aesthetics like Fruitiger Aero, which were largely created and driven by corporations, Vaporwave found its roots in small internet communities creating music and artwork in the 2010s. Songs were usually quite minimalist and typically sampled and chopped television broadcasts and music from the 80s and 90s. Like chillwave and synthwave, Vaporwave relied on shared cultural memories and experience to connect listeners emotionally to its music. Consequently, many songs evoked a strong feeling of nostalgia that sat nicely with their relaxed and reflective tone. Arguably the most iconic artist was Vectroid, who made the song Macintosh Plus. To this day, even its re-upload has over 24 million views. On the visual side of things, Vaporwave borrows inspiration from early internet design, cyberpunk, and numerous other subgenres. You'll most commonly see it characterized by wide lettering, Japanese characters, anime, neon colors, glitch art, and 3D rendered objects. Many images that made it into the mainstream feature Tron-like grids that stretch out over an endless horizon, or bright pink palm trees and cars. Again, nostalgia played a significant role in the aesthetic's visual appeal. Even to this day, people feel a connection to the style that is not limited to its 80s and 90s callbacks, but also its role in multiple forms of media in the 2010s. Naturally, much of its online popularity was aided by various YouTubers who would use tracks or artwork in their outros. A great example of this is Pyrocynical, who would feature the song Beach Walk by Whitewoods at the end of his videos until they got copyright claimed. Other large YouTubers at the time, like Leafy is Here, would also heavily feature its elements in their videos. Interestingly, the aesthetic's ambiguous and loose boundaries have contributed to a number of controversies. An example of this is Fashwave, which adopted many of Vaporwave's stylistic choices, but combined them with fascist symbolism to promote the ideology. This also caused problems on the other side of the political spectrum, with subgenres like Labourwave heavily promoting Marxism and socialism in their critique of capitalism. Of course, while these subgenres can only exist under the umbrella of Vaporwave due to its inherent vagueness, for the most part it is relatively apolitical, or at least a hell of a lot more subtle. Additionally, like many online trends, the severity and threat of these unsavory subgenres was most likely overblown by the media at the time. It is highly unlikely that their use could have infiltrated or had any significant impact on the mainstream media, and many can be quickly boiled down to the edgy humour that dominated the internet in the 2010s. So, where did it go? Firstly, while many describe it as a dead genre, I don't believe this to be entirely true. A lot of the nostalgia for the iconography and fascination over retro designs is echoed today in liminal spaces, and even the idea of the backrooms. All of these aesthetic genres rely on shared cultural memories and feature themes of melancholy and disconnect. Other links can be found when comparing the Vaporwave subgenre Mallsoft with liminal spaces that feature dead malls to elicit sentimentality. Both focus on abandoned malls existing in a 90s or 2000s purgatory. So, while Vaporwave's specific artwork is less popular, it is still thematically consistent with a lot of trends today. Arguably the main reason for Vaporwave's sudden fade into obscurity stems from the nature of its existence. As it was fueled by online communities and was consequently present in many memes and YouTube videos, many began to view it as a less serious medium for artwork and music. This obviously clashed with the dozens of popular artists producing under the genre who would prefer to be known for a more legitimate style. As they eventually moved into other genres, they took with them most of the aesthetic's musical component. Also, its permanence was reduced compared to popular aesthetics like Fruitiger Aero, as they were introduced by larger corporations and as a result were exposed to the wider population on a day-to-day basis. Vaporwave, on the other hand, relied solely on niche internet communities to keep it alive. And if one thing is true about the internet, it's that nothing remains popular forever. Personally, I could see Vaporwave itself having a resurgence in the future. Only this time, its nostalgic potential would be less hinged on its 80s and 90s references, but rather its own pivotal role in the 2010s and the memories people associate with that time on the internet. Anyway, that's all we've got time for today. I'm gonna go chuck on a Vaporwave mix and sit back. Maybe you should do the same. For now, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. This has been Extra Mint, and I'll see you in the next one.